What is up guys, Greedy Knight here talking about status chargeblade. I considered it a support build in version 1, but with the new status weapons and decos, you can also carry your weight and damage as well. Let's get into it. There are 4 statuses that can be on a chargeblade: Poison, Paralysis, Sleep, and Blast. Poison and Paralysis are applied for a fixed amount of time before wearing off. Poison applies damage over time, sapping the monster's health. Paralysis immobilizes the monster for some time. After applying Sleep, the monster will wake up on its own after a fixed amount of time. The first hit landed on the monster will apply double damage and wake it up, deactivating the status. For both Paralysis and Sleep, reposition to a weak spot and unleash your strongest hits. Blast applies a flat amount of damage, usually 100. It explodes instantly, meaning there's never a delay caused by durations in between one explosion to the next. It's the closest thing to Impact File's version of Element. If you aren't interested in the math for status, then feel free to skip this section. In general, hit the monster and you will apply the status eventually. However, I'll take a crack at explaining how many status procs you will get during a hunt. Let's start with an example. If you look at Kiriniko, this is the formula for poison against a Khezu. 100 is the base threshold, so to proc the first poison you will need to apply 100 points in poison. The poison will deal 10 damage for every second before wearing off, dealing 250 damage in total over 25 seconds. The threshold adds 90 onto the base threshold for every consecutive poison, causing it to be harder to inflict poison multiple times. Every 10 seconds your buildup is reduced by 5, which means if you leave the monster alone, the buildup you work so hard to inflict will decrease over time. For a weapon with 40 poison, you will need 25 successful hits from all 4 procs. Do note, you will only apply poison quote-unquote damage when your attack has the poison cloud effect. Every other hit will be non-poisonous. For the other statuses, you would follow the same method using their respective values for each status on each monster. Status from traps or items will raise thresholds just like your weapons. Blast and Paralysis are universally good, Blast being the best for damage and Paralysis for stun lock support. The many openings granted by Paralysis will let you and the entire team unleash their mad DPS for free, while possibly causing a trip or KO as a follow-up. With a coordinated team, Sleep can help you output higher damage from the double damage of a wake-up super, but in my experience, many new players decide to hit the monster with their weakest possible move, rendering it unviable in most online situations. I relegate Sleep support as a party-only status if not solo. Poison is pretty much just for Kushala since it negates the wind pressure, but there is a little justification to run Poison for damage. Use Volvidon for Paralysis and Somnicanth for Sleep. Use Chameleos for Poison for the ramp up skill and its level 3 slot. Depending on the talisman, you can choose between Teostra, or for more generic builds, use Magnamalo with Hellfire Spam and its mini slots. I'm using the Axe Hopper build with modified decos. All of the status charge blades have long green sharpness with Impact File, which is why I opted for Bludgeoner over the Handy Crit set. Poison is the easiest one to gem in since it's level 1, but the other 3 statuses need 3 level 2 slots for max potency. Paralysis and Sleep roughly have the same skill distribution. You can pair Bombardier with Sleep because it buffs the damage of your barrel bombs for the extra damage from the wake up slap. Magnamalo Chargeblade, using Blast with Hellfire and Artillery, converts the Axe Hopper set into a Kaboom set. Condensed Spinning Slash is your bread and butter. The decision to go Axe Hopper or Counter Peak is up to you. But one thing I discovered is that if you have Condensed Spinning Slash active and you happen to use Axe Hopper, the super will become a multi-hit. Do with that information what you will. Teostra alignment gives a 10% blast bonus, so it would give 3 points of blast to Magnamalo and 4 points to Teostra. It's not a substantial buff to justify using 2 Teostra pieces in your build, but if it gives a blast damage boost, then it would be worth using. Chameleos alignment doubles your poison duration and thus your poison damage, but requiring 3 armor pieces kills most armor sets, making it unviable. If you get status by a monster, that monster will probably be resistant to that status. Thresholds determine how many status procs you get, so using a poison weapon against a poison monster is just a bad idea, since you will get 1 or 2 poisons at most during a hunt. Study the matchup by using your hunter notes or Kiriniko. Like if this video was helpful to you, Consider subscribing if you are new to the channel and want to see more Chargeblade content like this. Comment down below any topic you want me to cover and I'll add it to the list. That's all I have for this one. Greedy Knight, signing out.